everyone, welcome back. Remember, we are shooting from the beautiful El Dorado Royal Spa Resort by Charisma in Riviera Maya. This is Mexico News Network's breaking news, and we have still great information for you guys coming right ahead. But before, let me remind you to follow us on social networks on Facebook, Twitter, and Google+. You'll find us as Mexico News Network, and also stay informed 24/7. by visiting our website on www.mexiconewsnetwork.com. Now let's continue with more information. 30-year-old Russian Valery Spirindov is hoping to overcome a degenerative disease by literally changing bodies from the head downwards, as it is currently impossible for him to support his very own skeleton. The plan would involve Italian neurosurgeon Dr. Sergio Canavero making a complete head transplant to a healthy body in order to possibly extend his life. Valery Spirindov was diagnosed with Werding-Hoffmann disease, a rare genetic condition which prevents muscles from growing from the patient's first year of life onward. Around 50% of people diagnosed with this disease have a life expectancy of 1 year. Spirindov, however, is now 30 years old and has opted for this drastic and innovative form of surgery. The medical community has responded skeptically to this procedure. Mexican neurosurgeon and spine surgeon Teodulo Valenzuela Hernandez explained that even today it is still science fiction to think a head transplant could in fact be possible, as the spinal cord is very complex. Dissecting it is on its very own an irreversible injury. It would also involve having to reconnect the trachea, esophagus, nerves, and arteries. Amid the controversy, Spirindov is going through the operation, which could be carried out in the year 2017. For him, this is one of the few choices he has left, so his decision is definitive. This technology is very similar to the first man to walk in space, stated Spirindov. And he has faith in the future it will help thousands of people who are in an even more deplorable state than he is. Moving along with more scientific research and development, Mexican scientist Dr. Gabriela Caraveo Piso may be very close to finding the cure to Parkinson's disease by discovering how calcium, as an intracellular messenger, has the potential of becoming lethal in large concentrations. The very next step is to conduct test trials on humans, which could possibly lead to a cure for this neurological disease. A biology graduate from the National Autonomous University of Mexico and a researcher at the Whitehead Institute for Biomedical Research in Cambridge, Massachusetts, Dr. Caraveo managed to identify a way to reduce the toxicity resulting from excessive production of the enzyme calcineurin. Parkinson's disease is characterized by the unfolding of alpha-synuclein protein, which is a folding of proteins in the process when the protein structure assumes its functional shape. This then leads to a series of events, starting with the increase of intracellular calcium, leading to an overactivation of the enzyme calcineurin. At the very same time, this process removes phosphate, a chemical that functions in an intracellular communication path, altering normal functioning and killing cells. In an effort to root out this problem, Dr. Caraveo discovered that by lowering the activation levels of calcineurin without fully eliminating it, those cells can survive. By altering the natural process, contact is avoided with the nuclear factor of activated cells, the NFAT protein, redirecting communication to the cytoskeleton, which is the internal cell support, preventing failure of motor functions and ultimately decreasing the symptoms of Parkinson. In order to achieve these results, tacrolimus, a drug usually prescribed to transplant patients, had to be used. It is an immunosuppressant capable of reducing the activation of calcineurin in the brain and effectively reducing the toxic symptoms of the disease. The exact dosage still needs to be adjusted, though, as human tests have yet to be conducted. If these results remain constant, Dr. Caraveo may be very well responsible for curing a disease that kills over 100,000 patients a year. In other news, Mexican students from the National Polytechnic Institute, or IPN, the Autonomous University of Puebla, and the Technology Institute of Costa Rica have returned to Mexico as heroes, having won several medals, including first place at the Robot Challenge 2015, the most important international robotics contest. The event took place in Vienna, Austria from April 11th to the 12th. Representing Mexico were 127 students from all over the nation. According to the captain of the IPN Robotics Club, Salvador Guzman Martinez, they had to beat 150 teams from 40 different countries, including Germany, Italy, Poland, Turkey, Russia, Switzerland, and China. The mechanism design and the electronic improvements for robots were made from scratch by the Mexican students with the supervision from their professors. Innovation was the most difficult part, said Dustin Lorente, a member of the IPN team. There were a lot of prototypes to beat, especially in the different sumo categories. The purpose of this category is to beat the other team's robot by pushing it out of a delimited arena. The robots are made to be autonomous, which means that all of them have sensors to detect where the opponent is and beat it in seconds. The participation of the 21 teams was stunning. Some of the outstanding innovations of the competition were at the micro sumo category, where the Mexican students made first, second, and third place with the robots Quetzalito, Krieger, and Xibalba, respectively. The robots Daca and Robusto won first and second place in the mini sumo contest. Also, students from the Technology Institute of Costa Rica won second place in the mega sumo categories and made first and second in the humanoid race. In total, the Mexican delegation won 4 gold medals, 4 silver, and 1 bronze. And coming up next, the High Altitude Water Chernobyl, also known as the HAWC Observatory, is a unique scientific research center in the world with the capacity to observe 2/3 of the entire sky. It's located in Mexico, of course, at 4 kilometers above the sea level and surrounded by 2 volcanoes, Pico de Orizaba, the highest in the country, and Sierra Negra. HAWC detects and analyzes gamma rays that hit the planet from outer space. This area of study is also known as high-energy astrophysics and is used to formulate and refute theories about the origins of the universe as well as other cosmic events. Gamma rays are particles that irradiate 1,000,000 times more power than the energy of visible light. This energy is generated by violent cosmic events, such as explosions and crashes and collapses. They are also generated by stars like the sun, as well as black holes. Because of the HAWC's privileged position and its cutting-edge technology, researchers have been able to embark on more detailed investigation on gamma rays and their effects. This 30,000 square meters unit has 300 tanks of pure water to sense and record Chernobyl radiation, that is, the flashes of light created by gamma rays particles after their impact with the Earth's atmosphere. This energy is then measured by a sophisticated system. By analyzing the speed, direction, and time of arrival of gamma rays, scientists can determine where they originated from and how this energy, in fact, reached the Earth. The HAWC, which receives information on 40,000 cosmic events per second, was created with the collaboration of 30 institutions from Mexico and the United States at a cost of $15.5 million. Its construction began in the year 2005 and was inaugurated earlier this month by the director of Mexico's National Council for Science and Technology, Dr. Enrique Cabrero, and Franz Cordova, director of the National Science Foundation of the United States. Excellent and incredible news, don't you think? We'll be right back with more information on Mexico, the world of science, technology, and more after these brief messages.
Audio Jungle.